push record here.
I'm gonna talk to that butthole. I'm gonna talk to that butthole.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to that butthole.
How do you stop that?
I'm gonna talk to that butthole. I'm gonna talk to that butthole.
Okay.
Talk to that butthole.
Oh my
Talk to
god,
that
dude.
butthole.
Go.
That butthole.
Go.
That butthole.
Dude, this is crazy. What's going on here?
Go.
That butthole.
Are we on
It
acid?
won't stop. Yeah. Did I smoke too much weed?
Butthole.
Alright. Alright, let's turn this off. Go.
Butthole.
Go.
Butthole.
Go. Sorry, YouTube Live. Bear with us. We have some weird things happening. I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost in here.
It is on,
Alright,
dude,
alright.
it's October 1st,
Yeah.
about to be.
Anyways, we have our guest today is Big Lee.
Yo, yo, yo.
And we have DJ Defo coming in later and Restricted KJ. They're gonna get in when they can because they're having a performance together. All right, so that was the weirdest thing ever, dude. That sound thing.
Right?
Yeah. So we'll be going live. All right. Lee, you're in touch with the universe. Should we mail it in tonight? That thing seemed to be happening. All right.
Nah, man, you're good.
We're
You're
good.
good.
Okay.
Right through it. Right through it.
Like
People are
everything's going.
expecting it, man.
Yeah, everything's going wrong. It's weird. All right. Anyways, okay.
People are
we're
looking
going
for your
live on
voice
YouTube.
in the dark, man.
Alright, so yeah, if you want to call into the show, 805-323-6224, you can leave a voicemail. We have some voicemails to go over, or if you want to call in live, just give us a call in about half an hour. We'll be going live. Today, the guest, we have Jordon from the 805 Uncensored podcast. You want to say hello? Get up on that mic, man.
Yo,
look,
yo,
it
yo.
has a mic arm. You can get all on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright.
What's up, everybody? It's good to be back.
And then also, we have Renegade Weed Master, Big Lee. Hey, Lee.
Yo, yo, yo.
And so Lee, the reason we have Lee on is because we're coming up in October. And October is a very special month for cannabis growers in the
Magical time.
what do you call it? The P9 region, or
October
whatever.
is
The West Coast. Yeah.
probably my favorite month.
October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Croptober.
Yeah, me and Leah call it
Spooky
Croptober.
season 2. Like, fucking love Halloween, man.
Yeah. You like it because you're into
Harvest.
little kid trick or treating shit, Jordan. But me and Lee like it because we're into harvesting cannabis. You know, everybody, if you're an outdoor grower, yeah.
Amazing.
If you're an outdoor grower, October is known as Croptober, and then me and Lee thought it would be a good idea for all of you out there, just in case you haven't thought of it yet. I know we have 5 home growing listeners, and then a lot of you that are going to be growing next year because we've inspired you to do so. But do you have any cropping tips for Croptober for the listeners?
Oh, plenty, man. First of all, I love that you're a proponent for cultivating your own medicine, man, because that's what it's really all about. And staying away from a lot of this bullshit GMO stock that they got you buying. The dispensaries is always a
Oh
good
yeah,
idea.
yeah,
It's more healthy. You know what you're putting in your plants. You know what you're putting in your body when you grow it yourself. So
absolutely.
I love that you do that.
And now,
Kudos to you on that one.
yeah, and Lee and I, we used to do like a little gardening show as well back in the day. Lee, where are you right now? If you don't mind giving away, you don't have to give us your address or anything, but what country are you in?
I won't give you my address, but I am in beautiful Mexico right now. Somewhere near or about Puerto Vallarta.
So,
Very nice. And I was wondering if you could tell us why you decided to leave the United States and, you know, should we stay or should we go?
Sure. It depends. Do you have infrastructure to support yourself when the grocery stores are no longer a viable option to feed your family?
No. What about
Then
you,
you might
Jordan?
want to think about getting out of there.
Jordan, do you have infrastructure?
right now?
Yeah, that would survive if the grocery store went out.
No.
Alright, so Jordan's a
Yeah.
goner. Yeah, Jordan and I are a goner. I think the only crop I have alive right now is my cannabis, and I don't think that's gonna feed my family.
No, not for long.
Yeah.
Not for long. So why did I leave? Well, for those reasons and many more. You know, the States has been on the decline for a long time now. And
Yeah.
as all empires inevitably do crumble, I'm a big fan of history, and I think I read the writing on the wall, and the empire is about due for a readjustment. So I just tried to be ahead of the curve, man, and get the fuck out before the shit hit the fan completely, and make sure I was in a place where I could, you know, have access to land and have the ability to grow my own vegetables and fruits, and, you know, just have more access to, you know, infrastructure that didn't include the same type of limitations as we have in the States, man. There's tons of farmers and farmers markets and, you know, just different ways to obtain your food that doesn't, you know, rely on a supermarket and a chain of supply that's always a threat. You know, it's always, you know, super vicarious that, you know, you'll be able to feed your family based on what you can buy at the grocery store. If they run out of shit, if there's a run, you know, if the deliveries don't come on time, you could be in a really shitty scenario.
If Instacart doesn't come.
If Instacart doesn't show up, man, you know, you don't want to look at your family and not be able to feed them. That's a really shitty look. And a lot of people in the States find themselves in that situation. There's food deserts all over. And if you're, you know, lucky enough to live in an area that's not a food desert, then you still have to, you know, have to contend with scarcity of resources if there was any type of emergency or shortage of any kind. And it's not like that in the rest of the world. It's not like that in Mexico. It's not like that in most of Central and South America.
What's the major difference? Like, what makes you think that Mexico would be
that you
different?
brought up the term food desert.
You said what now?
I really like that you brought up the term food desert. Not a lot of people are familiar with that, especially here in the States.
Oh man, it's a real thing.
Very much so.
You know,
Very much so.
it's a real thing, and a lot of people don't have the resources and the financial ability to live in areas that aren't in a food desert. And that's, I would say, most of the population in the States is living in food deserts. It's not like an uncommon thing. They would have you think that it's just in the ghettos and the people in their extreme poverty, but there's a lot of neighborhoods near you that are food deserts, and it's a real problem, you know, in all of the United States, and it's one that's been planned. It's not a coincidence.
Oh yeah,
It's
capitalism,
food deserts
man.
are very purpose. It's capitalism at its finest, man, and they're very purposefully designed that way. To keep people from, you know, from getting, you know, the food that they need to be healthy. Everybody has access to fast food, and that's what they want. But not everybody has access to fresh fruits and vegetables and produce that's healthy. So it's a huge problem, big problem. one of the major reasons why I left. I didn't want to be, susceptible to food instability. And I was not comfortable living in the food desert. And I just didn't want to have those type of problems. There's other problems,
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I couldn't agree more with everything that you said.
But those problems were at the top of my issues to avoid list. And so, yeah, that was pretty much the main motivation for me leaving the States, along with, violence perpetrated against, blacks and Latinos. And my black family was a target, every time we left the house. And I had sons and daughters, and I didn't want to expose them to those, possibilities either. So that was, another major motivating factor. Tons of others, man, but just off top, food instability and violence.
Sure.
It's been pretty mellow where you are in Mexico. Not too much violence.
Oh yeah. Oh, I haven't seen any violence. I don't hear sirens or police. I haven't heard a helicopter in years.
The ghetto bird.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The ghetto bird is not existent over here. And they would have, propaganda would have you thinking otherwise. Cartels everywhere, killing everybody all day long. It's just It's just not the case. This propaganda is a motherfucker. The United States does not want you to leave. They depend on your tax money and you just spending in their infrastructure. It depends on you. You're basically your machination of the design. You're basically you're the juice in the battery that keeps that whole shit spinning. And if you divest, then they lose money and they lose power. And that's what I did. I divested from that whole program. I unplugged. And I'm sure they're not happy about it, but it's what.
Yeah. What do we got to do to get you back over here? What would have to happen?
Oh,
Sounds like he's pretty happy.
Okay. Yeah, it would have to be something major.
Yeah, I don't really see any scenario that I would come back and deal with that stress and live under those conditions again. Not if I didn't have any options, and I don't feel like that'll ever be a thing for me to not have that option to stay the fuck out of there. Because I'm born and raised, I'm 40-something years old, and I've had enough, man. I'm done with that lifestyle.
I gotta hand it to you because you figured out a couple of things. You figured out how to not have a 9-to-5 and make a living when you were in the States, and then you figured out at age 40 just that you're out. And I don't know anybody else that has the balls to make that kind of a decision. With kids, with everything. So, congratulations, Lee.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Cheers, Randall.
Yeah. Jordon is nodding vigorously to everything you're saying, by the way. And Jordon has a background of how do you describe your politics?
Anarcho-communist.
Yeah, anarcho-communist.
Anarcho-communist. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude, I think you're based as fuck. I'm totally agreeing with everything you're saying. I got 3 books right in front of me. I got Angela Davis, I got An Indigenous People's History of the United States, and I got Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome.
I'm having you on my show, by the way.
Yeah. Have you read any of those books, Lee? I have not.
I have.
Oh, okay.
And they're awesome literature, all of them. I wouldn't classify myself in any of those political affiliations. I think they're all fucked up. I'm not an anarchist either. I don't believe that there should be complete lawlessness because at the end of the day, you're gonna have violence regardless, right?
Yeah.
So if you go the anarchy route, you're looking at a whole bunch of violence in the extreme that has no checks and balances, and then you really do have the Lord of the Flies type shit because we're all kids at the end of the day, and really we're all a bunch of 12-year-olds, and then it becomes a fight to the death for your fucking food and shelter. So I'm not into anarchy either. I'm not into socialism or communism. I'm definitely not a capitalist like I thought I was.
I didn't get that impression from you.
No, I mean, for most of my life, you couldn't tell me shit about capitalism. I was convinced that the ideology was sound and that's what it was. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know, I guess I would lean to like socialism light. I don't know. I guess, because really the states is socialist. I don't care what anybody says. It's literally a practice in socialism.
Yeah, I mean, it
Anytime
sounds
we were
like you have a clear understanding, of white supremacy and genocide and the historical foundations of everything. Yeah, imperialism, everything this country's built on, all of that. Yeah, you have a clear understanding of all that. It's beautiful.
For sure. I mean, I'm a black man, and I grew up in Los Angeles, so I got an understanding of how that whole shit works just on a very visceral base level.
Sure.
But to be an expat and to live in Central America and to understand firsthand how socialism works, at least here in this version of it, it's so very similar to what we have in the States. They just call things by different names. It really is. It's not very much so different. The only major difference I would say is that in the States, they support the businesses more than they do the workers. And here it's a little bit the opposite. The workers have more support than businesses. And that's really the major difference that I've experienced. Other than that, man, it's the same fucking beast by a different name.
Yeah, governments are oppressive.
Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself going to like a different country? Or are you pretty happy in Mexico right now?
No, I'm happy in Mexico, but I'm not opposed to something else. I started off in Costa Rica. I was in Costa Rica for almost 5 years, and now I'm in Mexico. And would I go somewhere else? Absolutely. I don't know that Mexico is my final destination, but I'm just enjoying it for now. My kids are comfortable.
What do you think about Cuba?
Cuba's an island, and all islands have the same problems. They don't produce enough to sustain themselves, and they rely on imports. And anytime you live on an island, you're, there's a hurricane. We've all seen what happens in Puerto Rico and Cuba when there's a fucking hurricane. It's chaos, and everybody's hungry. And the infrastructure is just not capable of sustaining their population. So when you have natural disasters, the shit really hits the fan on an island. You can't, where are you gonna go?
All right, so you will not be moving to an island. Yeah.
You said what?
I said the ocean is undefeated.
The ocean is undefeated. Takes no L's. So yeah, you don't want to fight that fight, man.
Do not fuck with her.
Yeah, ask any Haitian refugee, ask any Cuban boat people, ask any, anybody on an island that can't get the fuck off is gonna have a different perspective, hopefully.
Hey Lee, just to go back to your cannabis growing, how many years of experience do you have growing cannabis?
Wow. Over 20? Over 20 years.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna smoke a bowl right now, speaking of that.
Yeah. Let's light up one of those joints. And then, in that 20 years, what would you say is like the main lesson that you learned about it? Something that you thought in the first year that is totally different than the year 20. I have my things because I think I've been doing it for 15.
You can never grow enough.
That's not true for me. but that's where you and I differ. Yeah,
I know. I have a commercial cultivation background, so for me, every plant equals a certain amount of dollars, and that's how I still look at it. We've had this talk with ourselves. Once you cultivate commercially for some amount of time, it's damn near impossible to adjust your mental, your way of thinking to anything other than commercial production. So for me, I would say there's never enough. I'm always thinking bigger. In my mind, I'm thinking when I have a 50 lighter, I need a 100 lighter. If I have a 100 lighter, I need a 200 lighter.
Yeah, and very different styles between you and me as far as the sheer volume. And I've been lucky enough to witness some of your operation back in the day. I was wondering if if people, like some of the listeners, they smoke weed, and I'm sure, just judging by the size of some of your operations, that everybody listening has probably smoked Big Lee weed. Would you say
In
that's a fair
Southern
statement?
California,
Yeah, in Southern
in
California.
Southern California, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that everybody thank Big Lee for that surreal experience that you had.
You're welcome.
Where do you think the biggest chance of somebody smoking your weed was? Like if they lived in what neighborhood?
Oh, anywhere on the west side of Los Angeles, odds were high. High, very high.
Anywhere near the beach.
Yeah.
West LA, Baldwin Hills, Inglewood.
All right.
All of the above. Yeah, for sure. All the way down to Long Beach and fucking San Diego, really.
Yeah.
I still have some family out there still doing it. They're not really cultivating on a commercial level, but they're heavy in the distribution still. And I don't think I got any packs laying around, but I know you got some of my genetics, Uncle Randy.
Yeah. I got some of the best Gorilla Glue
That's right.
ever.
That's right.
Yeah. We still talk about the 2019 Gorilla Glue on my street.
There,
You know,
there
my
you
neighbors
go.
and I. It was a legendary strain that I don't
There
think
you
we've
go.
really equaled since then.
That's what I'm talking about. I found an old burner cell phone of mine with a bunch of pics and videos. I'm gonna have to send you some.
Hell yeah, you do it. We'll put it on our Instagram so people can see the type of operation that you used to do.
There it is. There it is.
There you go. Do you have any good stories from those days? You know, with growing such high volume, did you ever feel like you were in danger or high risk or anything like that?
Oh, regularly, sure. I used to. I guess I can talk about it now.
Yeah.
I used to grow marijuana on Venice Boulevard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a warehouse on Venice Boulevard. I'm not going to give the cross street because I don't want to get my landlord in trouble. But yeah, I used to go on Venice Boulevard, right down the street from the police station.
Really?
And I had the police in my warehouse before. Invited them in to look at my surveillance cameras of some asshole who would ran his car into the building next to me.
So did you
I
had
used to be a little nervous about my get down, but I think the key to the commercial production on that type of scale is just anonymity, man, and keeping it very low key. And I got asshole stories about near misses and shit, but yeah.
What was the closest you came to getting in serious trouble for this?
The closest I came to getting in serious trouble for this. I would say, at one point, not unbeknownst to me, but when I took over a lease, I had the DWP investigation branch show up and basically tell me they knew what I was doing and that I should stop right away before they inform the police.
Wow, I didn't know the DWP gave a shit about cannabis. Seems like it's out of their jurisdiction.
They absolutely do if you're stealing power in order to cultivate your cannabis.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was probably the closest I ever came to any kind of fandango.
What'd you do at that point? You shut down?
No. I started
know you
paying for
didn't.
the power.
I know you did it. That was a trick question. Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, but is it, for all of you out there, if the DWP does contact you, do you have any advice for them in that situation? Like, what did you do?
Oh yeah, cooperate with the DWP, because if you're cool with the DWP, they're not necessarily going to tell on you because they don't care at the end of the day. They just want to make sure you're paying for your product, which is energy.
Yeah.
If you pay your bills, then they're probably not going to harass you. I would say probably. I don't know what it's like now. I think, you got to realize all those, the rules were a little different 5 years ago or so when I was on my way out. So
Yeah, now it's
I
like
don't know,
now you can't even get fired for smoking weed as long as you're not doing it at work.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think the rules on cultivation are even more strict. The rules on consumption have been
Yeah.
completely relaxed.
Well, that
But if
doesn't
you're out
surprise
there,
me. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
that was the purpose for the legalization push, was to make it really, really difficult to cultivate and make money, but really easy to consume and have it everywhere on every corner, super cheap. And you got to look at that too. There's reasons for all that shit, and I don't. I've never condoned that or any of those. I think recreational legalization was a bad idea, and I think it's going to be problematic in the long run. But that's just a personal opinion. It's
You ripping a
something
bong
that,
right now?
me? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that was Jordan. Hey, I just want to address some comments. Junior has to work tonight, but he's gonna come in if he's able to. So that's where he is. So in case you're wondering where's Junior, hopefully he's on the way. But he's got to make
a midnight soccer game somewhere. No.
Yeah, well, he's doing what you have been so intelligently avoiding all these years, is working like a stupid ass job, a night shift. You know.
I
So,
love it.
Fuck yeah.
That's funny.
yeah, Jordan and I had to work today. Although Jordan somehow goes to the beach like all the time.
Yeah, but I go after work. I work at 8:30 to 5. But dude, it's not for not very much longer. It's gonna start getting dark early. So I'm gonna be off work and I'm not gonna be able to catch that sunset. So like it's gonna be just a fucking travesty.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's always depressing
Life's
when it
rough,
gets dark.
man.
And they do that stupid ass daylight savings, and now it's like all of a sudden it's nighttime while you're in the middle of your right after lunch.
They don't do that. They don't do that.
Of course they don't. Of course they don't. It sounds like everything here sucks. It sounds like every time I talk to you, I'm like, this country sucks.
You know what though, man?
Yeah, it does.
I'm born and raised in LA though, and I still haven't had a taco as good as I have back in Los Angeles. So
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, I would say the same for Cuban food. I just feel like LA has all the right ingredients and the right recipes.
do.
They
really do.
Yeah.
You cannot fuck with Los Angeles food.
Well, have you been slimming down since you left LA?
Oh man, I've lost a cool 65 pounds.
God damn. You know what? You're gonna have to change it. You're not gonna be big lean anymore.
in the U.S.
Yeah, you're not gonna be.
I'm medium. I'm still large. I'm 6'5" still, but I'm nowhere near what I used to be.
Nice.
65 pounds. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
I'm
Are you
look at pictures of myself.
Are you like the tallest person in your whole town?
I haven't seen anybody taller than me, so I would probably assume so. Yeah.
You're not fitting in. You're not like fitting in. This is probably pretty tough for you to
you
be
could
discreet.
find me. You could find me. You could find me if you wanted to. Guarantee.
So,
cool,
Lee, we're coming up on Croptober here. Personally, I'm gonna be harvesting tomorrow.
Okay.
And I was wondering if you had any tips for people about to cut down their outdoor grow.
Yeah. If you can find yourself a monocle or any type of high magnifying, like a little personal magnifier,
Mm-hmm.
and you can take a look at your pistils and your trichomes, that's going to give you the best clue as to when it's absolutely time to cull your babies. And I know you know, but you're going to look for the trichomes to be a nice mix. I prefer a 70-30 mix of dark amber colored trichome and cloudy trichome to a clear trichome.
Like milky white? Because some people say amber.
Milky white is cool, but for me, I like to let them go a little bit further than that, which is going to say amber, yeah. I like a heavier mix of amber trichome to milky white. And I don't really want to see too many clear at all. and that's just me. I like a more of a couch lock, more heavy, effect on mine. So I like them to go a little bit longer than most people do.
What do you feel like the amber gives you?
Oh, it's all about the sedative quality, man. The darker, the longer you go, the more it's gonna sit your ass down. And if you're looking for something more flighty, more of a sativa type effect, regardless of your strain, you can pull off whatever effect you want out of your trees. You really can. And just by going longer and allowing them to mature to full capacity, it's going to give you that really heavy narcotic effect. And the longer you wait to harvest, it's going to be stronger and stronger. So I like it like that, personally. So I'm a heavy fan of indica dominant strains. So for me, I always want to let mine go just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Long as possible before they start to go bad on the vine, because you can't wait too long, and then if you wait till everything is all amber, that's too long, and you can have you could have what I like to call it like curing on the vine, which is not really a good look because then it leads to mold and other parasites.
Yeah.
It's a fine line, but I like to err on the side of just a little longer than earlier.
Lee gave me some good advice the other day. He said, cut off, like if you're outdoor growing, cut off your tops, and then let the mids grow a little bit longer, maybe till the end of October. So I thought that was like really solid advice, because you don't have to harvest everything all at once. Plus, it's a big operation.
That's the beauty. Yeah, that's the beauty. When you're not doing commercial cultivation, you can afford to not harvest everything all at once. When you're doing commercial cultivation, pretty much when it's go time, you gotta go. You gotta take everything down because
you got deadlines.
It's a timing. Yeah, you got deadlines. You got space issues. You got timing. Can't have a whole room full of varying stage, stuff going on. It has to all be uniform. So,
hey, when you left for Mexico, was there like a little pushback from people that wanted you to be there with the garden every day, providing such a good product?
Oh, I get calls to this day, man. I get phone calls regularly.
Yeah. Some of them
when
from
you
me.
coming back?
Yeah.
Some of them from me.
Yeah.
When you coming back, asshole? We don't get what we used to. We're not happy about it.
Lee, we miss that sweet, because now it's like the third or fourth generation since
you're not getting 5-star reviews on Yelp anymore.
Customer satisfaction is down.
It has diminished dramatically.
I'm retired, man. I can't really, I can't help. It's out of my jurisdiction now. So you guys are on your own.
I feel like
you got Uncle Randy. He has access to some of my genetics, and he's holding it down. So holler at Uncle Randy. He'll give you the blueprint.
Don't holler at me, and don't come over. Fuck all you guys.
Don't come over. You're on your own, assholes.
You're on your own. Get your own genetics.
Comedy. Nah, I don't know, man. I wish everybody the best of luck. I'm always happy to have my 2 cents for good tips.
I urge all you guys out there, it's legal now. Get a plant. Just grow one plant.
Yeah.
You got to see the difference. And then also, you got to watch your health. Like, if you're worried about what you eat. I always love these hippie people. They'll be like, oh, I only eat organic, plants. I'm a vegan, all this shit. And then no pesticides, organic only. And then they'll smoke some Eagle 3 like cartel weed and not even think about it. It's like you're ingesting that into your lungs. That's like highly more toxic than anything you eat. Anyways,
and
fucking hippies.
Popping Molly and fucking drinking like fish. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. But, just like, watch what you smoke, people, just for your health,
I don't need to exercise, man. I can just take melatonin.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
And they'll smoke the worst weed. Yeah.
grow your own.
Yeah.
Follow Uncle Randy's advice. Grow your own shit.
Yeah.
Pop your own seed.
We're in California. We have the best climate.
Hey, I'm just curious. This has nothing to do with cannabis, but give me your top 3 favorite movies.
Me? Top 3 favorite movies?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Jordan with a curveball.
That's a tough one. That is a curveball. Fuck. Okay. I really enjoyed. There's a movie called The Adventures of Baron von Munchausen. It's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. I don't know why.
Is that from the 80s?
It's a 90s movie, maybe early 90s. Maybe it is from the fucking 80s. I'm old. I don't know. Maybe it is from the 80s. And what else? Top 3. Belly. I love that movie.
Oh, Belly, dude. I don't like the movie, but the best 5 minutes of any movie I've ever seen. The best.
In the beginning?
That opening track shot where they're walking through the club with the blue lights.
Oh yeah,
you know?
the hype
and it has that song.
He's
like,
a fucking.
Yeah, that is a great opening scene.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah. And then the beat drops right at the right time. You know, if I could say something else about that movie, I would say it doesn't get credit. It doesn't get the credit that it deserves for that opening sequence. I always feel like people talk about like Boogie Nights, Snake Eyes, Goodfellas, you know, because they have like those long track shots. But Belly, that's my favorite out of all those.
Oh man, I love that movie. I love the whole flick. I love it. What else do I got for top favorite movie? On a blank, man.
Well, just give us a good one. We're not gonna like hold you to your top 3. I mean, you could change it if you come up. You'll probably come up with something tomorrow. Like, God damn, I didn't say that. But you know, just give us a good one.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'll come back to it. Let me think about it. I only can spit off those 2 right now.
For sure. Yeah, I kind of put you on the spot. That's chill.
Hey, you know, since you said that, I just want to say that we have an episode coming up pretty soon. We're gonna have Destiny and this guy Eric. We're gonna do a scene by scene review of the movie Sicario, which is a Mexican drug cartel movie. Have you seen that, Lee?
Sounds
Which one?
It's called Sicario with Benicio del Toro.
That's it. Oh, okay. My 3rd favorite movie, Apocalypto. Hands down.
Oh shit, that's on my top 3 too. That movie's fantastic.
There you go. Apocalypto. And yes, Sicario, the original one was a fucking amazing. The second one is trash. But First one's awesome.
Yeah, the first one's really good. So if you want to watch it, we're gonna go over it scene by scene because we really love that movie. But you know, that's part of the propaganda that like makes you afraid of Mexico, to be honest. But whatever, it's a good fucking movie.
Oh, great movie.
Some of the best cinematography and the best direction. Three characters that are just amazing characters, badasses.
I agree. And my buddy's in that movie.
Really?
My buddy's in that movie. Yeah, my buddy.
He's a guy. I know your buddy. He's the guy that get his finger poked with a ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that gets into it with the chick, and he's working for the cartel. And
exactly. He's like having sex with her, and then she looks over and sees like his money clip or something, and she's like, "Oh shit!" And
she sees the rubber band. Yeah, she sees the rubber band.
Yeah, the rubber band. Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta kill this guy now."
Yeah, he's a dirtbag. Yep, he got you.
She's like, maybe I should just fuck for like 5 more minutes, you know. Hey, how's the lady situation out there, Lee?
Yeah.
How those ladies treating you out there?
Oh man,
it's gotta be tough.
I plead the fifth, man.
That's a very good sign.
Man.
It's a strong sign.
It's a whole different world out here. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It's a whole different world.
Wait, do you have any advice? Huh? Go ahead, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Are you bilingual?
Almost. I would say 60%. I can't do business. I can't do business yet, but I can order fucking food and I can get it where I need to go.
Have conversations with people.
Let me tell you something, Jordan. Lee's out here
I do pretty well.
Lee's out there pulling pussy with like a third grader's language. He's a fucking third grader walking around getting poontang.
Literally. Fifth grade,
Yeah.
maybe top.
He's like a mentally challenged guy walking around, and it doesn't matter. Lee's got such strong game. He could be like basically retarded in getting these chicks. Do you have any tips for the fellas out there? Or was like, advice on like what to do?
Fellas, shit, man, get your money right. Get your money. Have your money right, and all else is easy.
So flash around your money, and these chicks will, you don't need to talk to them.
No. Just get your money together, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's it, and have your money together. It'll exude confidence. It's its own draw. Just have your money right. I don't have my money right, by the way. So,
and he has no money, third grader's language, and he's still pulling it. It's unreal. It's unreal. You're like the Forrest Gump of picking up girls. Like he's just wandering around and ends up near Nixon.
Oh shit! Nah, man, it's not like that. It's funny now because I was recently single after being married and going through that separation shit. And when I started this whole I don't know what I would call it, but
quest.
This exercise, this quest for fire that all men find themselves on at some point. I had been so far off the market for so long that I didn't know the protocol, man. I didn't know the rules. They've changed.
Yeah.
They've changed drastically, man. And I remember the last time I was single, and it was much more difficult. When you got these apps now, man, and I jumped on a Tinder app, and the next thing I knew, bitches are harassing me, and I'm not even. I'm just over here being me, and the next thing I know, I got prospects and all kind of shit going on that I really didn't anticipate, and it's so the hunt is no longer really there, man. It's so different, and I'm not complaining, but it does take a little bit of the thrill away, the thrill of the chase,
Yeah, absolutely. I missed the whole app thing. I totally missed it by like a year. Just the whole app thing. I never used the apps to get girls
you
because
and me both.
I just missed it.
No.
Jordan's doing that swipe right shit. He's probably pulling chicks left and right too.
Man, that shit is not even a challenge though. To be honest, it's really like it's kind of lame.
No, it's so gross.
I mean, it's cool because it's cool because you keep your Jimmy wet, but. It's such a it's kind of like
you ain't
it takes so much reaction.
Yeah, I mean you like to hunt.
I said most of the time you're not going to meet your wife on there though.
Like I'm
not saying you can't, but
No, you're probably right. But I think
I've been to a Tinder wedding before.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see, I'm not saying they don't happen, but
yeah.
Ladies,
if you see Jordon, he's not looking for a wife on Tinder, so back off.
Don't salt up Jordan's game, man. You don't know what he's looking for, man. Leave Jordan alone.
Jordan's like you.
Jordan might find
he
love
doesn't even
of
probably
his
have to say
life.
words. Yeah. Man, we had to do hard work. These kids don't know.
Yeah, we used to have to work,
man.
right?
Especially if you look like I do, you gotta work extra hard. Yeah.
We used to have to follow through, man. We used to have to pursue and date and harass each other.
Even before text message. That's when you had to pay 10 cents for every text message. So you had to be, very selective.
Talk to them.
And really count the letters when you're running. You had to run a quick game with minimal letters. Otherwise, you're gonna drop 10 cents left and right.
Facts.
Yeah. So basically, it led to a lot of phone calls. I would say, a lot of phone calls.
There was a lot of phone calls.
Actually talking. Yeah.
There's a lot of busy signals
Talking.
and other parents picking up the phone. Oh man,
Yeah, that's right.
terrible.
That's right. Yeah.
Different world, man. Different world. But I'm adjusting. I don't know. My shit is a little weird right now. I'm on pause.
Well, you're on a road game right now.
I'm on some what do you call that shit? Like voluntary celibacy shit right now. I'm trying to take a break.
Yeah.
I don't want my shit to fall off.
That's
so
a man that's had his
be...
vision clouded by too many women talking. That's what that is. He's trying to gain sanity.
Together, man.
Yeah. You got to take your foot off the gas. See where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Lee, any final tips for the growers out there in life or in cannabis growing or in anything? And then whatever you want to say.
No, I just make sure. I think you got the groundwork laid very well, man. Keep cultivating. You guys grow your own medicine. Uncle Randy blessed me the other day with something that actually helped my nephew really tremendously in a tough situation, and I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate it. That meant a lot to me. And, nah, man, I support you 100% in all your endeavors. I love you, man, and I think everybody who tunes in is appreciative of what it is you do. And I hope you keep it up, man. You guys are doing great stuff, and I support you 100%. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Lee. Yeah, love you too, man. All right. You have a good night. We'll talk
man.
soon.
Peace out.
All right, that was Big Lee, everybody. So we'll have him on again because he has some stories that I think would be
he's really cool. I
interesting
loved him.
Yeah. And then now that the statute of limitations is over, he can maybe tell more. Maybe in like about 4 years, has even more to tell. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his situation is. To that detail. All right. So, anyways, Croptober.
Next time we interview him, I'm gonna bring some tequila. We should, because he's in Mexico.
For sure. All right. Let's listen to these voicemails that we got. Everybody.
Hey, Ventura Type 5. This is Proprietor from 419. That's a minute away from where we all need to be.
Yes.
I hope you have a terrific show. You can check out myself and the gang in our many stoner adventures at crazytalk419.com. Have a great night.
Hey, you guys, you got to check out this cartoon on YouTube. It's called 419. 419.com. But he has a YouTube channel. Every week he does like a 1 or 3 minute video. And I would recommend getting very high before you watch these. Because you almost have to be high to get them. And I can't even explain what's happening in them. You just have to watch and judge for yourself. You can listen back to one of our earlier episodes with Michael because we're talking a lot about which episode to start with and what his favorite ones were and all that. So check it out, 419.com. A minute from where we need to be. That's the tag. All right, let's listen to this.
Hey, Ventura Type 5. This is Proprietor from 419.
Okay.
That's a minute away from where we all need to be.
Okay, so my bad. I'm getting high now. I'm playing the same thing. All right.
What's good, people? Motherhood is 691 in the building. Riding everybody. Change right now and trying to set the table. That's the beat, so let you know I got the group. Motherhood 691 in the building.
Yeah, that's a Motherhood Marijuana. Check them out. That's a really cool podcast that they have going on over there. But also, I like how you could hear she was like checking out in the grocery store while she was calling. So is that what I heard? Let me listen to that. Let's listen to this like forensic scientist.
Change right now and trying to set the table. That's the beat, so let you know I got the group. Motherhood 691 in the building. That's the beat, so let you know.
Sounds like she's at the grocery store.
What makes you think that?
That noise.
Yeah.
I can just imagine her in the checkout line, just like saying all those beautiful words for us. Anyways, check them out. Motherhood Marijuana. I might be too high to be saying that, so I apologize. If I said that wrong on the next podcast we do, I'll say it properly. But I think it's Motherhood Marijuana or Motherhood, like, I don't know. I'll find out before the show. But check it out. I remember listening to it. It was very entertaining. So check it out. Also, I just also want to tell everyone to listen to the 805 Uncensored podcast with Jordon here. I don't know if I properly said how good your podcast is, but you should definitely check that one out. Tell people what it's about and how they can check you.
So, my podcast is mainly political, but I also dive into music, spirituality, history, a bunch of different topics, and I interview a variety of people from all kinds of academic and professional backgrounds, including authors, musicians, even some people like running for office. But yeah, check my show out. I talk to a lot of really dope people, and I'm always happy to be here on the Tide Pod.
Yeah. Way smarter.
Hey, where's Junior at? You always have Junior on the podcast. Where's
wow.
Junior at?
I wonder who that could be. People really were asking where you were in the comments, though, Junior. So. Alright. Good job. Good message. So Junior is officially on every single podcast ever now because he left a voicemail. So the streak continues. He's like...
He's here.
Yeah. Okay, I had some crazy news stories. Do you want to go over them?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, printed these out. Okay. The first one I learned is that monkeypox can be carried by animals. Did you know this?
No.
I'm just saying that to all you fuckers that pet your dogs all the time. Take them to dog parks. Just saying. Better watch out. Better stop kissing your dog on the lips.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is... Many people have been infected in the past few months. Compared to previous outbreaks, thereby increasing the chances of the virus interacting with animals. And then they indicated that... I guess it peaked in August, 7,500 in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
That's terrifying. What would you rather have, COVID or monkeypox, Jordan?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What would I rather have?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess monkeypox right now.
No, I'd rather have COVID.
Really?
Yeah, because after
COVID
like
seems...
a few days, though, you kind of recover. I feel like monkeypox is going to leave some scars. It's going to be really fucked up. I've seen those pictures, man. I don't want fucking monkeypox.
I don't want
It's going longer than 5 days.
It's a terrible choice, but yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you say says a lot about who you are. That's all I'm going to say. All right? Jordan is a monkeypox guy, and I'm a COVID guy.
Somebody's gonna completely clip that, and we're so fucked.
Yeah. Just so you know, ladies, Jordan doesn't have either of those, so he's available. All right. Part of the reason scientists don't know the virus is there's not a long-term history of it, so they don't have this background of surveillance. And they said it's an endemic now, so I guess that's cool.
Who says that? Scientists?
Scientists.
You have papers on that, or data?
I don't, but it looks like they're coming up. Few data from the field indicate how animals might infect the course. No, there's no data that says that it's an endemic. You think monkeypox is on the rise?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I hope I don't get that. Fuck.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
I also don't want COVID.
No, I'm not saying I want.
No,
COVID.
I know. If you're saying if you had to choose.
Yeah. I'm taking COVID over monkeypox.
Should I go to the In-N-Out Burger on Seaward or Esplanade after this show?
Seaward.
Seaward?
Yeah.
That one's better?
It's just closer to the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time's it close? We gotta end the show by then.
No, they both close at 1:30. But
okay, you're good. All right. They close. Why do they close right before? I would think you'd want to stay open to 2:30 just to get that after bar crowd, but I don't know. That's just me. Trying to help you. Oh, I know why. because it like goes into like Sunday.
Well, it's already Sunday.
Oh wait,
That
In-N-Out
was
can be open on
Saturday.
Sunday. That was Chick-fil-A. That's
Today's
like
Friday.
Chick-fil-A's like we're not
Yeah.
opening on Sundays. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so the best way to prevent monkeypox from spilling into more animals is to stop the spread between humans. And the best way to do that is to ramp up vaccine distribution. Did you get the monkeypox vaccine?
No. Isn't it like the polio shot?
I don't know. No.
No, that's
yeah.
disinformation. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I'll admit when I'm wrong, when I'm being a fucking idiot.
No. I mean, don't actually anybody that's listening to any of this, like, just don't. I wouldn't use either of us for like information right now because we're pretty intoxicated.
Definitely not experts.
Yeah,
by any means.
Also not experts. That's the second point. Maybe I should have said first. But either way, don't listen to us as far as I'm reading articles here and commenting. All right, so they found a graveyard of dead stars out there.
Of what?
Dead stars.
Dead stars?
Yeah, they got sucked into a black hole.
Oh,
and so they found like a graveyard.
Holy shit.
So it's kind of sad because you're just like, wow, these are like some serious life forms that just got totally destroyed. And they found the graveyard of the dead star that they found is 25 times our sun as far as size.
Holy shit. And the sun's pretty fucking big.
Or that yeah, exactly. And then basically when the black hole comes, it like warps up everything around it. So
yeah.
And I don't know. You seem like somebody that might have looked into that. I've never deep dived black holes too much, but I know it can be pretty complex math wise.
Yeah.
You haven't done that?
Not too much into astrophysics.
Got it. So they found the image of the Milky Way and a sideways view of it, and they kind of put them together, and that's when they can see the they call them exotic carcasses. It's an odd name, but whatever. They were flung out into the darkness of interstellar space by the supernova that created them, and hence slipped beyond sight and knowledge until now. And so what they're saying is they didn't get flung out, they were sucked up by a black hole. And totally destroyed. Okay. I have no idea why I printed that story out, because, I mean, it seems like something I'm not, like, super interested in. But maybe I did it by accident. Okay. But it is 9 pages long. Which, thank God I didn't start that. Okay. They said Google Maps is going to get an update. Okay, do you hear about this? So they're hoping it will keep inspiring you to use it to plan your adventures. If you're heading into a new part of town, a feature called Neighborhood Vibe will help you get a vibe of where you're going by surfacing. Yeah, that's a neighborhood.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. So you get a vibe of where you're going by surfacing user reviews and, as you're going through the area. So you can get the vibe of a neighborhood. Very vague collection of like what data they're collecting here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they combine AI with local knowledge from Google Map users who add more than 20 million contributions to the map each day. So because if there's anyone I trust to know what's up where I live, it's a bunch of crowdsourced internet randos. So yeah. I wonder what if they're like, if it's like a bad neighborhood, they're like, it's a bad vibe here. Does it tell you it's like a bad vibe? Like there's drug deals going down?
I don't know, it's a good question.
Yeah. Or are they gonna like cross this studio right here? They'll be like, there's good vibes in there. There's good vibes in the Ventura Tide Pod studio,
Oh, there always is, yeah, so.
And we'll see. Good. This will be the test of how good Google is,
It radiates that energy.
It does. I mean, we literally are live streaming, so that our energy's going somewhere.
Yeah.
They're getting Fitbit, so Fitbit users are required to log into Google.
Cyberspace is the term, I think.
Yeah. Or Metaverse.
Metaverse?
Are we in the metaverse right now?
I don't know.
Probably.
Have you ever been zucked on Facebook?
No. How'd you do that?
Basically by just posting anything that goes against like the status quo or like I mean, this isn't even conspiratorial. Like Facebook is pro-Nazi. Like you can look this shit up. They've protected white supremacists. They've protected Nazis on there. There's a meme right here that I'm looking at right now. It says, "You can't post that." And it's Mark Zuckerberg as Hitler because
Because you blocked certain posts, right?
there's a bunch of like left-wing people that
Right.
push back against all that, and they've been taken off Facebook. And like I said, you can look this up. You don't have to take me at face value, but I'm not bullshitting you.
So what's the implication of that, you think?
Well, it's censorship at its worst, and
Yeah.
my podcast literally has the word uncensored in it because I'm hardcore anti-censorship. Because once you start,
Yeah.
once you open the jar, man.
Agree. Yeah, they should have. They shouldn't have censored anything, and just, when they say like, "Oh, there's false information."
Well, the problem isn't fact checking.
I think we're idiots.
The problem
Yeah.
is who are the fact checkers.
Mm-hmm.
And, like the CDC, for example, I'm not going to go down a COVID rabbit hole because we can do that on an entire other episode.
Yeah, we're doing that on an episode coming soon.
But, like, the CDC has obviously become, like, a capitalist-oriented agency, and it always was, in the sense where they're, like, protecting big business. When they just accepted a phone call from the Delta CEO, Delta Airlines, when they said, we don't want to wear masks anymore. Like, we don't think that's necessary. They were like, okay, or we can just shorten the isolation period to 5 days, and then even if you have COVID, you can go back to work. So, like, once that happens, like, dude, this is not an agency that's making decisions based on science.
Yeah, they lost a lot of trust, I would say, right at the beginning of the pandemic when they told everyone, like, not to wear a mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it wasn't like because we need to save them for the doctors, which was the actual reason they wanted to save them. It was like, no, we need our healthcare workers to not get sick, because that's what happened in Italy. Yeah. If they just said that, I feel like most Americans would say, oh, that makes sense, I abide by that. But instead they said, no, it's not recommended because it increases your chance of getting COVID because it holds the air in or something, some bullshit like that. And it was just like, it didn't make sense then. It doesn't make sense now.
No.
And I think people stopped trusting them because of these little stupid lies that are really unnecessary. And then, little by little, it chips away the trust that people have. Because if you asked me about 5 years ago, if the CDC was trustworthy,
exactly.
I would have said,
totally.
Yeah, I would trust them with my life,
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Anyways,
they broke their own trust. They did it themselves. And then, the government is the same way. And I feel like if, going back to Zuck, I feel like if there was no censorship and there's a bunch of really fake articles, there would come a point when, like, it would market correct, if you know what I mean? Where, like, people would say... They would just keep getting more and more outlandish to the point where we would recognize
stupid,
fake.
But they're not that stupid.
Right.
Exactly.
And I feel like there'd be like almost a shaming of like, oh, he sent like a article from like this source. Like everybody knows they're full of shit.
Yeah.
And then you'd get different media companies that are like, fact check everything and they're independent journalists or whatever, and then people would start trusting them because it would explode like everywhere.
Yeah.
There'd be journalist stuff.
Yeah, so sorry, my whole point with the COVID thing was if you go against the CDC, like on Instagram is owned by Facebook, you'll get like a strike because like you're going against the official narrative of the government, and that the CDC is like the ultimate wisdom and authority when it comes to COVID, and in this instance when it comes to the fact checking for Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
So like I said, the problem isn't fact checking itself, it's who are the fact checkers. Like,
Understood.
We end up just getting fucking censored.
Yeah.
And it's just another way to silence free speech.
Were you pro Donald Trump getting kicked off of Twitter?
I actually wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't either, actually. I felt like let the man burn himself down. Like the Sun Tzu, because I'm not a big Donald Trump fan, sorry, but it was like they say never stop a man from destroying himself. I'm mispronouncing everything or misphrasing that, but whatever. That's basically what he was saying. Never stop an enemy that's fucking up, basically. And I felt like he was really fucking up.
Oh, that was Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Yeah.
Never stop an enemy.
Retreating?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, or never stop your opponent while he's making a mistake. That was another one. Yeah, there's a bunch of great quotes in there.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it was like, okay, this guy's really taking Twitter to his own downfall, and it's just we gave him a bailout card. We said we're banned from Twitter, so now he gets to be a martyr. It was really unfortunate. I felt like it was okay, finally, this is where I always knew his presidency was going. It was going to where he just gets so insane that it's just he crosses the line.
Exactly.
And he really was getting right up on that line, or the Americans were going to turn on him. And they just bailed him out. They said, oh, you're banned. And then he got to be quiet, let everything cool down, but pretend like he had something to say.
Yep, spot on.
And that's also freedom of speech. Even if you say, I guess what they say, it's crying fire in a building when you're inciting a riot.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if he used Twitter to do that though.
No.
So he did violate a Twitter policy. It definitely wasn't nice what he did, but yeah.
No, and Trump is obviously a giant figure, but somebody like me or somebody like you, relatively small podcasters or even just regular people using social media, them getting fucking strikes and their Instagram accounts, Facebook accounts taken down, etc. That's bullshit, dude. That's not cool.
Yeah. The Ventura Tide Pod's been kicked off of Instagram 3 times.
I got demonetized on my Instagram, so I can't put ads up.
Sorry.
Which I don't really want to.
I don't think you were ever putting ads up, yeah.
No, I'm very much anti-ad. I really don't want to play that game, but maybe I do to get more publicity, but I don't think I want to sell my soul that way, so...
Yeah, we don't want to ever have ads on the Ventura Tide Pod.
No
We
ads.
support the pawn shop of Ventura. Everybody check it out. That's where we got our mic cards, and they're the best pawn shop in California, for sure. And also voted #1 in Ventura County. Go check them out and tell them the Tide Pod sent you.
Actually, I do have
That's not
one
a commercial.
ad.
We're just supporting them.
I do have one ad.
Yeah? Okay, go ahead.
It's my podcast recording service, which is Anchor.
Okay. We do not use Anchor.
Okay.
But Jordon does. Listen to him.
805 uncensored. As I take
That's your Anchor commercial?
No. I'm not going to play the ad. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, because Anchor is actually owned by Spotify, which is...
Yeah.
Can I talk about Spotify a little bit? I mean, it's my podcast, I guess I can. But do you want to talk about Spotify?
In what way? I actually like Spotify.
Well, just the data they're collecting and how they're using it.
Enlighten me. I'm not familiar.
Okay, so they're doing a couple things. Okay, one is they're collecting a tremendous amount of data on how people
Christ,
experience music. Well, you're gonna like this story then. So what they've basically figured out is when people turn up the volume, when they turn it down, when they skip a song, when they stop it, when they add it to a playlist, when they share it with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all this data, and they're collecting data on when do people skip the song, and then they're moving the chorus around.
Oh,
and
whoa!
literally changing the way that they're recommending. They're doing a consulting service to some artists. They're like, hey, you got to move that chorus up because it's got to happen in this amount of seconds to avoid the skip. And so the algorithms that they're getting are literally starting to meld music to some of the higher level things to where they're getting closer to what the human brain wants to hear.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, and so that's the good part. I mean, it's kind of good. I mean, whatever technology to improve a product, I'm always like, for that. But what they're doing that's a little bit shady is, you know, like artists, they rely on plays. You know, they get paid based on a certain amount of plays. But Spotify is like, you know how they have those playlists? Yeah, they'll use like the big hits in the front, but then to steal, because if they use a Spotify artist, they don't have to pay anything. They draw a contract with the artist and they own the rights to the music. So what they're doing is they're creating their own music to take the place of real artists' music on these super popular playlists.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's saving them like, you know, millions of dollars, right? Because you know, let's say a playlist has like 10 million daily listeners.
Yeah.
If 10 of those songs are Spotify songs made by anonymous artists, they don't have to pay for that. It's a flat fee, and they're designing it using the data of our listening patterns. They're getting like, you know, random musicians to just follow this pattern, get the chorus here.
Makes
So,
sense.
anyways.
Capitalist element of music.
Yeah. It is a capitalist element in
Late
music.
stage
Yeah.
capitalism. Look it up, folks. Once again, late stage capitalism.
And the music we listen to
Look up
is
the business
exactly
side
what we
of
want to hear.
music.
Yeah. So, you know, we got to get KJ on this new algorithm, first of all, because we got to blow up the misrestricted KJ playlist. We're going to see if we can make her a few cents with all these streams she's getting, you know, and then
She's
those
not
cents
stopping
are going to
till she
turn into
rests.
dollars, and then they're going to turn into, you know, bars of gold. Yeah.
Gold bars.
I'm very high too.
Bars of gold.
Yeah.
Dude,
Spotify shows up to KJ's house with bars of gold.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard to like open my eyes right now.
Yeah, do you smoke this weed right here? This is a blueberry. So
No,
anyways,
it didn't.
this is outdoor grown. Listen, I always recommend trying to smoke some of the outdoor stuff. It just hits a little bit harder and it hits longer, and it's not as aggressive and druggy as some of that indoor stuff. You know, Uncle Lee grew. So, all right, that's all I have. I do want to say something about the City Hall meeting, and I think we'll probably go into that more on Tuesday's show. But I just want to commend Mike Johnson of District 3. Like, he had like one of those performances that you see in like kind of like courthouse dramas. You know, I don't want to like overplay it like it's going to be the most entertaining video, but if you want to watch the September 26th Ventura City Hall meeting, skip to hour 3:09 or so, and then you can watch Mike Johnson just kind of dismantle like kind of some of the report that he got from the Glenn Overly investigation. So what this guy did was he found he went through the credit card statements of everybody on the city staff. About 120 of their staff members get credit cards, and he looked through all of them, and he found patterns, and he found a particular, you know, 2 or 3. I'm looking at you, Alex McIntyre, city manager. He was on basically every single one, and then they look deeper, and it's like, oh, he's spending an obscene amount of money on, you know, fancy meals and all that. I just want to bring it up because, first of all, I think it's like kind of a distraction from the real issues, which is like the housing shortage that Ventura is having, and then we're about to lose every single resident that's under 25 if they don't want to live with their parents. And, you know, that's something that we should probably be focusing more on than these credit card statements. But I get the point. You know, you got to weed out corruption if you're able to, because people need to trust their government. And Jordan, you met Michael Johnson, right?
Yeah, he's great.
He's a really cool guy.
I like him a lot.
And then I would say, you know, the election's coming up in November, and if you think about it, the local politics are going to affect you a lot more than, you know, Biden, Trump, and all that shit.
Exactly.
So,
Vote in local government. I'm an anarchist, and I support voting for local government.
Yep. Even
Definitely
the
get
anarchist
involved,
is into
too.
it. Yeah.
Fuck those people in D.C., but get involved in local government. It definitely affects your day-to-day life.
Yeah, and they don't
More
get paid
so
that
than
much.
you imagine.
Yeah, they don't get paid that much. They're actually true public servants in a lot of sense. They're
Yes.
like how politics used to be. Although, judging by these credit card statements, it looks like there's some other shit going on.
Yeah,
so,
they're
you know,
definitely shady,
mm-hmm.
but
a little bit shady, but they don't they don't have the opportunities that I'm sure if they could go to
They
DC
don't have nearly
and
the opportunities. DC is a different
Mhm.
animal in terms of the swampiness.
yep, I'm sure if they got a little promotion and they did end up in DC,
Yeah.
these might be the people that are, you know, I don't want to slander anyone, but you know, they might be on the up and up.
Yeah, potentially have those, $1,000
Yeah.
bottles of wine or something like that.
But you know,
Those charcuterie boards.
charcuterie boards, like
those-
$1,100.
Yeah, those are often like around $2,000, I heard.
Sure, I don't know. I mean, we had one here. I don't think it cost $2,000, or else it's more like $20. But it probably wasn't a good one.
I'm just fucking around. put it on the business card.
Yeah. You're not allowed to buy alcohol. Okay, City Hall. That's what you guys were doing. And also, like, you're going out to lunch. Do you have to go to Lure? I mean, that's like the fanciest restaurant. You're going to Lure. It's like, I don't know, maybe Brown Baggett.
Yeah.
You're basically going to like 5-star restaurants, and then the tips.
Is Lure a 5-star restaurant?
I don't know. I mean,
No, there's better restaurants around here.
yeah. What do you like around here? What's your Ventura restaurant?
Oh my
And then
God.
we'll close out this show. Yeah.
Not for Ventura. I couldn't think of one for Ventura right off the bat. But dude, my favorite restaurant in all of Ventura County is right in the Oxnard Harbor, which is where I live.
Mhm.
The Lookout.
The Lookout.
Best clam chowder and a bread bowl. I grew up in Northern California, so I frequent the Bay Area, and San Francisco is obviously known for their clam chowder. And this place, the Lookout, has clam chowder that's absolutely comparable to Pier 39 quality clam chowder, and definitely go there.
And while you're out there, stop by Skunk Masters. Thank you guys for providing all the weed that we smoke, and then just being nice and giving us like free drinks and all that.
Shout out to
So-
From the Earth, shout out to HPC as well.
Yeah, them too. We'd love to thank you every show. All you got to do is give us free stuff. It's not expensive. All right. So check out the 805 Uncensored podcast. I want to say that, and then we're gonna have another episode coming up pretty soon where we're gonna probably go a little deeper into some of the city hall issues and just some upcoming guests. We're probably gonna try to get Defo back in here, and we have Liz Campos who's running for District 1. We're hoping to get her, and then some of her the people that help out with her campaign. We're hoping to get them on as well, and then we have the I think it's called the Ventura. What was the Ventura Housing? The Renters' Rights Group.
I'm not.
Yeah, it was the Ventura Renters.
Ventura Tenants Union.
Yeah, the Ventura Tenants Union. So we're hopefully going to get some of them on it as well. So stay tuned and have a good night.